This evening, police officer allegedly caught with trafficable amounts of drugs. Alleged robbery suspect arraigned in court today. Jaggi says that bridge company can sue the government and grade 6 top students rewarded.
From Safe TV headquarters in South Rival Gardens, this is Safe TV Headline News with George Gonzalez.
Today is Friday, July 13th, 2018, and our news is now being streamed live on our Facebook page and YouTube channel. I am Bibi Bacchus, sitting in for George Gonzalez. Thank you for joining us. The police believes that one of their own is a drug trafficker. They said that he had a trafficable amount of drugs in his car. Esther Sobers reports.
This morning, about 9 a.m., the police arrested one of their own, Delon Alexander. Alexander is attached to the Tactical Service Unit and is to be charged with trafficking in narcotics. According to the police, the arrest of the officer was an intensive collaborative intelligent work by ranks of the police narcotics branch and C Division. Alexander was driving a vehicle that was Georgetown bound when it was intercepted on Cove and John Public Road, East Coast, Demerara. A search of the vehicle revealed several tipped parcels of compressed cannabis weighing in excess of 21 kilograms. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. 3 men who were fingered in the multi-million-dollar Stabroek Market robbery today appeared before Magistrate Anne McLennan. Here again is Esther Sobers.
3 Stabroek Market vendors fingered in the multi-million-dollar gold heist at the L.C. Prasad and Sons made their appearance this morning at the Georgetown Magistrate Court. 31-year-old Tyrone Parks, 60-year-old Clifford Rodney, and 58-year-old Albert De Freitas appeared before Chief Magistrate Anne McLennan. The trio were not required to plead to the indictable charge, which stated that between July 2nd and 3rd at Stabroek Market, they broke into L.C. Prasad and Marat's Son jewelry store and stole approximately $20 million in jewelry and $2 million in cash. The men were represented by their attorneys, sought bail, claiming that the men were tortured and forced to offer confessions. Bail was denied and they were remanded to jail until the next court date scheduled for July 23, 2018. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. The private shareholders in the Barbies Bridge investment might be able to take the government to court, so says Barima Jaggi. Wendell Jeffries spoke with the former president.
In my interview yesterday with opposition leader Barima Jaggi, one of the issues he spoke about was the financial impasse between the Barbies Bridge investors and the government. The government is saying no to a request for a 300% toll increase. I asked the former president if the company can take legal action against the government. Jaggi said that he thinks that that is an option because the contract is a legal and binding contract. Can the government be taken to court by the shareholders of the bridge?
Yeah, basically, I think so. I think if you have a contract, because there is a law, right? Is the law. Remember, we all that went to Parliament and was passed into law, the public-private partnership agreement.
When Channel 2 Headline News contacted the bridge company's chairman, Dr. Surendra Prasad, he said that he cannot speak about that issue on the fly. He referred us to the company's public relations officer, Kit Nascimento. Efforts to reach Nascimento proved futile. Jaggi also noted in that interview yesterday that potential public-private investors will be looking to see how the current government handles this situation.
What will happen? You see how they deal with this particular one will have implications for the Demerara Bridge, which they're hoping to do under the same model, a public-private partnership model. So I guess that's why the government has to be extremely cautious, because whatever they do here will send a signal to private investors for the Demerara Bridge.
Today's Kaitro News quoted Minister of Public Infrastructure David Patterson are seemingly questioning the validity of the contract. It is like the Ministry of Finance said, one of those mambo-jumbo contracts, Patterson is quoted as saying. For Channel 2 Headline News, Wendell Jeffrey.
Thanks, Wendell. Ansi McCall and the Ministry of Education today said a big thank you to Guyana's top academic performers at the grade 6 level. Shamar Allen reports.
Today, Ansi McCall Trading partnered together with the Ministry of Education to honor the top 15 National Grade 6 Assessment 2018 performers. The event was at the Ministry of Education boardroom on Brick Dam. Chief Education Officer Marcel Hudson gave the opening remarks. He said the Ministry of Education wants to recognize the top performers and asks that they use their skills to benefit Guyana.
We want to recognize our students here today, and we trust and hope that you will continue to apply yourself to the development of this country. What we don't want to find ourselves in a situation where we are exporting our best brains for the development of other countries. And so we want to recognize you as Guyanese and the students who are capable and who have the capacity to transform the landscape of this country.
Mr. Hudson also stated that, come 2019, we will have 50% passes in all subject areas.
At least 50% of our children attain 50% of the marks or more. That is not an impossible task, but it simply means that we will have to work hard and we have to work as a team.
The brand manager of Ansi McCall, Rion Nelson, said that they are pleased to support the development of youths.
And Ansi McCall prided itself in supporting the development of youths, and equally so, rewarding the efforts of sterling performance.
Mr. Nelson also stated that they are using this platform not only to support the top 15 performers, but the top 10 in each region.
While we are using this event to support the nation's top achievers, we are also using this event to present hampers to the top 10 students in every region across Guyana.
Minister of Education Nicolette Henry gave the closing remarks and encouraged the students to continue working hard as she encouraged them to enjoy their academic journey.
To recognize our students who have done very well. I'm on record as having said that I look forward to hearing even greater and better things as you move along your academic journey. I certainly want to encourage you this morning to continue in that vein.
Minister Henry also thanked the parents and her staff for their support. For Channel 2 Headline News, Shamar Allen.
Thank you, Shamar. Please don't go away. Coming up after the break, Minister Lawrence tells Parliament that neonatal deaths are gradually coming down. Jaggi criticizes the government on a range of issues. But first, here is your foreign currency exchange rates.
For the latest in news from Guyana, the region, and beyond, visit our website, headlinenewsguyana.com.
The Big King you love just chickened out. Introducing the new Chicken Big King with 2 crispy chicken patties and our signature King sauce. The new Chicken Big King, now part of our Burger King favorites. Only at Burger King, where taste is king.
Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook. Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go.
Are you kidding me? Really? So wrong. That is not what we were taught at the Green Generation Guyana camp.
Is this the correct way to do it? Drivers, you have 2 options that you can use. First, You can temporarily put your empty plastic bottles in the trunk of your vehicle or on the ground on the passenger side next to you. Or secondly, place them in the nearest garbage bin you see. We need you to play your part in helping us keep the environment clean and healthy. A message from the Ministry of Communities, Green Generation Guyana Sanitation Program. For more information, please contact us on 592-227-2605, or you may find us on the World Wide Web at www.moc.gov.gy.
Welcome back. Guyanese law students continue to face problems getting into the University of the West Indies, but there is a group planning to assist them. Shamar Allen tells us more.
Even as provision has been made for the accommodation for Guyanese students who are seeking to study law in the Caribbean, there are a few conflicts that remain which hinder Guyanese students from pursuing these studies. One of the major conflicts is the automatic acceptance of the students of the University of the West Indies to regional law schools, while Guyanese students are made to sit an examination in order to secure their entrance. The Association of Caribbean Students for Equal Access to the Legal Profession, ACSEL, was established in 2017 to represent the rights of persons in the legal profession who are trying to get into a law school.
Guyanese students face a unique issue in relation to the exorbitant fees which relegate us to second-class students who are burdened by onerous fees. A push for a law school locally will be less financially onerous on local students. As such, the University of Guyana's Law Society supports ACSEL's effort to shine a light on the problematic practices that exist in relation to entry, the issue of expense, as well as a push for transparency in relation to the entrance exam.
Law students of Guyana now have the option to attend other law schools in the Caribbean, according to Vice President of the University of Guyana Law Society, Ms. Josephine Tapp.
It's so that we'll be forced to attend the university in Bahamas, which, considering everything including flights, accommodation, and the fees itself being higher, meaning that Guyanese, who have a significantly lower standard of living and standard of income than Bahamians, would be asked to put forward this money in order to attend law school at all, in order to become lawyers effectively. So in addition, this raises the issue that in addition to the actual constraint in terms of how many students can attend, even more students who may have qualified for this would then be forced to not attend because they no longer have the financial capabilities to do so.
ACSEL presented this conflict to CARICOM Secretary General Erwin Laroque, and this was his view on the matter.
It went to our Attorneys General for consideration, the Legal Affairs Committee. The Legal Affairs Committee asked for some more time to study it and to get back to us, and that's where it is.
Mr. Laroque stated that the policy administered by the CARICOM Council of Legal Education may be in a breach of the fundamental and main treaty of CARICOM. The Association of Caribbean Study for Equal Access to the Legal Profession also stated that they need a larger supporting body to make submission to authorities. For Channel 2 Headline News, Shamar Allen.
Thanks, Shamar. The Georgetown Public Hospital is the only hospital that caters to the intensive care of babies in Guyana. Even so, the authorities is working to reduce the incidence of deaths. Esther Sobers shares that story.
It was revealed on Thursday by Minister of Public Health, Walter Lawrence, that a total of 119 babies died in the neonatal unit of the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation from June 1, 2017 to June 30, 2018. Whilst the minister acknowledged that one death is one too much, she said the hospital was working to bring the number to zero. However, in the questioning segment, opposition parliamentarian Dr. Vijay Prasad wanted to know the cause of deaths. Minister Lawrence requested that the question be put in writing as she could not answer them immediately. A press release by the GPAC stated that the hospital wishes to assure the public that every life in a neonatal intensive care unit is precious to its staff and every death is distressing. Seeming to respond to Dr. Prasad's inquiries, the hospital sent out a public missive stating the following. The hospital is the home to the only level 3 NICU in Guyana. It is the only hospital that is capable of providing babies with invasive breathing support. The hospital receives the sickest and the most high-risk infants from both public and private medical institutions. The Georgetown Hospital has the capability to simultaneously support 18 babies in its NICU. However, because sick babies arrive every day, the admission numbers trend over this frequently. And the hospital provides care to all babies and does not turn away any sick baby. For the period June 2017 to June 2018, there were 6,409 live births, while from 2014 the annual deaths have been declining. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. The PPP, through its leader Barima Jaggi, continues to heap criticism on the Granger administration. He belted out some of those accusations at his press conference this week. Shamar Allen was there and reports.
Former President Barbies Bridge is criticizing President David Granger for poor performance with the media.
Was confronted by the media, and he was asked about his engagement, the low level of engagement with the media.
Mr. Jaggi went on to note that the president attending the 6th Assembly of the Global Environmental Faculty in Vermont is meaningless.
Yes, he has been traveling a lot, but what's the purpose of the travel? A speech in Vietnam, that's meaningless. A meaningless speech in Vietnam. You read it, and there's no substance to it.
Mr. Jaggi also questioned the government on the benefits their travels abroad. He queried the interest of their trips to Guyana.
For the interest of Guyana. What did he do in Montego Bay that will change the lives of our people? So he's busy traveling, yes, but achieving nothing in his travels, just racking up miles.
Jaggi said the government is still to answer questions about their domestic issues, especially those linked to the petroleum industry.
Shamelessly cites the petroleum industry is dealing with it. I don't want to go back through all the unanswered issues that we have in the petroleum industry. The Petroleum Commission, now moving forward, it's stuck in Parliament. No sovereign wealth fund, no local content legislation, no decision on how they would address future blocks, whether they would tender them or not, etc., etc.
Jaggi also asked the government to update the country on the plight of the sugar industry.
Then he is dealing with the sugar industry. What is he dealing with in the sugar industry? They've laid off 7,000 people.
Thanks, Shamar. Don't go away. Coming up after the break, in the region, police in Jamaica are advising members of the public to be on the lookout for counterfeit $100 notes. And internationally, thousands of protesters march in London today against Donald Trump as he visits Britain. But first, here is this week's bridge retraction schedule.
The Big King you love just chickened out. Introducing the new Chicken Big King with 2 crispy chicken patties and our signature king sauce. The new Chicken Big King, now part of our Burger King favorites. Only at Burger King, where taste is king.
Are you kidding me? Really? So wrong. That is not what we were taught at the Green Generation Guyana camp.
Is this the correct way to do it? Drivers, you have 2 options that you can use. First, you can temporarily put your empty plastic bottles in the trunk of your vehicle or on the ground on the passenger side next to you. Or secondly, place them in the nearest garbage bin you see. We need you to play your part in helping us keep the environment clean and healthy. A message from the Ministry of Communities, Green Generation Guyana Sanitation Program. For more information, please contact us on 592-227-2605, or you may find us on the World Wide Web at www.moc.gov.gy.
Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook. Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go.
Welcome back. Here are the regional and international headlines of the day. Police in Jamaica are advising members of the public to be on the lookout for counterfeit $100 notes that may be in circulation. 150 counterfeit $100 US notes were seized by the team from the Mobile Reserve Division of the police force on Maho Drive in the Kingston 11 area on Wednesday. 32-year-old Winston Bartley, otherwise called Red Man, of Tavares Garden, Kingston 11, was arrested and charged with possession of the counterfeit notes. At 11:45 a.m., Bartley was allegedly found in possession of the counterfeit notes when the vehicle he was traveling in was stopped and searched during a police operation. And in international news, Johnson & Johnson has been ordered to pay $4.7 billion in damages to 22 women who alleged that its talc product caused them to develop ovarian cancer. A jury in Missouri initially awarded $550 million in compensation and added $4.1 billion in punitive damages. In the 6-week trial, the women and their families said they developed ovarian cancer after using baby powder and other talc products for decades. Their lawyers alleged the company knew its talc was contaminated with asbestos since the 1970s, but failed to warn consumers about the risks. The verdict comes as the pharmaceutical giant battles some 9,000 legal cases involving its signature baby powder. Johnson & Johnson said it was deeply disappointed and plans to appeal. And finally, thousands of protesters marched in London today against Donald Trump's visit to Britain in what was shaping up to be one of the largest demonstrations seen anywhere outside the US against the sitting president. Protesters have begun gathering in the UK for demonstrations against Donald Trump and his controversial policies as the US president stayed out of central London, where the biggest rallies are expected. They hoist placards condemning Trump as a sexist and a racist, banging pots and pans and chanted in anger. One sign proclaimed, "Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, sexist nasty POTUS." A 20-feet orange blimp depicting Donald Trump as an enraged, smartphone-clutching infant took to the air in protest against the U.S. president. Trump claims he is very popular in Britain, although his schedule has been organized for him to avoid the protests. And now the weather for the week and beyond. that's Channel 2 Headline News for this Friday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to find Channel 2 Headline News on YouTube, Facebook, and our website, headlinenewsguyana.com. You can also tune in Sunday morning at 6:30 for a rebroadcast and Monday evening at 7 for more news. For now, I am Baby Bacchus signing out from your newscast saying thank you for staying tuned and do have a blessed weekend.